Hey everyone, Steve here from Big Head Tech, and today we're going to be looking at a motherboard. I'll probably figure out by the title, but I'm pretty excited about this, and also not very excited because the original board for this project was no good. I took a gamble on an open box product that had some problems. So without further ado, let's go ahead with the unboxing and overview. For those of you who are new to the channel, ASRock Pro 4, you should never be shocked that I have an ASRock Pro 4 motherboard here, ever. So let's take a look at it. This is brand new, got it from Newegg for $78. Has an I/O shield, which is not very impressive because it's not attached. 2 SATA connectors, 1, 2, 3 screws for M.2/NVMe, which tells me that there's probably 2 or 3 places to put them, which is interesting. To be honest, I didn't look over this board at all. I saw ASRock Pro 4, I saw new, 78 bucks, and I bought it. So there really wasn't much more to do that. Ideally, if you're ever working with motherboard, you either want to have it on top of the motherboard box, or in my case, a non-static wood surface is fine. But you definitely want to remove this because that can generate static. So taking a look, honestly, it's like the same size as the previous board, but that's fine. I have no issues with that. So let's take a look here. We have, I'm really confused by the VRM here. Let's take a look at the back here. So this is an uneven amount. Most likely with Intel, it's gonna be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plus 1. I doubt it would be a 6 plus 3. I don't think it's a 5 plus 4. It's probably an 8 plus 1. Don't actually, if I take a look at it here, we have 1 high, 1 low, 1 high, 1 low. So yeah, it's probably a basic 8 plus 1 if I had to take a stab at it. So looking at M.2 connectivity, trying to get this plastic off, and it didn't come off all the way. I'll get it later. I hate when they put all this plastic on the motherboard. Okay, so it doesn't have one on the back. So I am a smidgen confused on why we have 3 screws. We have an M.2 and we have a Wi-Fi card. Totally get that part. Why do we have a third? I don't know. That's really confusing. I should probably take this off as well. That seems something weird. I guess less or more is fine. I have no issues with that. But anyway, so let's take a look at the board overall. This is definitely a superior board from the DS3H, except as Wi-Fi doesn't. We have your 8-pin power connector. We have an arguably probably 6 plus 3 or 8 plus 1. There is no doublers, but I mean, don't ride home. It's not the most beefy VRM, and it's missing cooling up there. CPU fan header. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So at least 4 additional. I mean, at this point, I'm not going to count, even though I miscounted this one. This actually had a third one hiding on me. But plenty of fan headers. We have regular RGB and addressable RGB up here, which is fantastic. We have 4 DIMM slots. We have the M.2. I like the I/O, so USB-C, there's a lot. I mean, the only thing is this is a lot of video out, and then like, I would like 2 more USB ports, to be honest, but I mean, it is what it is. It's an inexpensive board to get the job done. This will, honestly, I'd probably use up to like a non-overclockable i7 would be fine for this. But that's pretty much it. It's a pretty simple layout. It has everything you need. The addressable, non-addressable RGB, USB 3, 4 or 6 SATA ports, 4 fan headers plus the CPU fan, a decent enough VRM, 8-pin power connector, 4 RAM slots. This heat shield is fine for most mid-range. Has gigabit LAN, USB-C, and at least 4 USB ports, and then 2 of the regular USB ports here. So, that's it. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. So what do I think about this board? Well, I think it did exactly what I asked it to do, which was it works. Although I haven't tested the RGB, but I suspected it works. It is plenty powerful enough for this system. It has all the connectors I need, you know, Type-C, addressable and regular RGB. Apparently this has premium 50 amp power chokes. So there's that, but it's fine. There's absolutely no problems with it. I don't know if I guess I didn't turn XMP on, so it's only around like 2400 megahertz, but that's not gonna make a huge difference for Intel anyway. But you are limited 2666 even with a higher end CPU, so you know, you may not get the best performance you possibly can out of it, but it was under 80 bucks. It has all the features I needed. It'll support up to like a 9900 or 9700 non-K, and it gets the job done. So if you're trying to replicate like a build like this behind me, a $400, you know, no compromise, all about the cost of the system, although you can probably save a few bucks on RGB memory, then this is a good option, because your other options are H310s and they're hot garbage. They're gonna have 2 RAM slots, they're gonna have no connectors, no fan hubs, and I went with a budget B365 open box board and it was DOA, right? So for under 80 bucks, brand new, micro ATX, has everything you need, addressable RGB, or regular RGB, 4 memory slots, a VRM that will be fine and everything. I gotta give it to ASRock. They've really delivered a lot on the price performance on this. If you wanna buy this, I will throw a link in the description below. Hopefully it's still available. Like the video if you like it. Oh, if you do buy it, I do get small commission, or if you buy anything from that session, I get small commission. But like the video if you liked it, a dislike if you dislike, leave a comment, get subscribed. If you haven't checked it out, I'm representing the Alliance today. For this particular build, the $400 no compromise, ready for Shadowlands build. Sneak peek, I'm doing all my testing, including a live recording at level 7 settings, 1080p, and let me tell you, if you think this is gonna put out less than 60 FPS in like everyday gaming in Shadowlands, watch that video, you're gonna be shocked. And as always, this is Steve from Big Head Tech, and I will see you all later on down the road.